It's your girl Aki Marie with Kioko Clothing Company. A couple of you guys have asked me if I can do a tutorial on gang sheets. So that's what we're doing today. First things first, you're going to want to make sure you have some professional editing software such as Photoshop. And then a lot of guys like to say Canva is like the holy grail to everything. You cannot use Canva when creating gang sheets because you need to create you need to set your color profiles, you need to set your pixels, things of that nature. So first things first, you're gonna open Photoshop, you're gonna click New File, and you're going to make sure your width is the max width that the gang sheets can be, which is 22 inches. If your sizing over here says pixels, please right click it or left click it and change it to inches. Make sure that the width is 22 inches and your height is going to be based on whatever you order from the website. So if you're ordering a 22 by 12 inch, your height is going to be 12 inches. If you're ordering 22 by 24, your height will be 24, and so on. For this example, we're going to do a 22 by 36 inch sheet. For the resolution, you're going to want to make sure it is set to pixels to inch, not pixels to centimeter. And you're going to make sure your resolution is 300, at least 300. You can set it higher, but 300 is the recommended. Now, color mode. In my shop, I take RGB. You're going to left click it and RGB colors. Some shops take CMYK. I take RGB. Once you have your width set to 22, your height set to whatever size sheet you're ordering, your resolution is 300, and your color mode is RGB, you're going to click Create. So what I like to do is I like to right click my background layer. I do not use black or white backgrounds because typically a lot of images have black and white in them. So what you're going to do is right click, then click layer background, and you're going to duplicate your layer. My apologies, I did that wrong. You're going to right click it and you're going to hit duplicate layer and click OK. It's going to make a duplicate layer. Then you're going to right click that layer, go to blending options, and you're going to create a color overlay. Anything other than black and anything other than white works. This is my brand color, so I like working with this color. It's just pleasing to my eye. Once you have your background set to a neutral color where you can see all colors on it, you're going to start adding your artwork. So with that being said, you can just drag your images in there. At the top, by default, most computers are set to pixels. With Mac, mine is already set to inches. But if it is set to pixels, you want to right click the width box and change it to inches. Same thing for the height. If it's anything other than inches, you're going to right click in the box and change it to inches. Now you can tell the computer how wide you want your image. Typically, you want to make sure your ratio, if this middle button is not clicked, make sure it is clicked because it sets your ratio and make sure that regardless of whether you're making your image wider or longer, that your ratio to the image in relation to your image is always set. So if I wanted to change this to 12 inches, you guys can see that my height automatically changed. And then you're simply going to add your artwork to the canvas. And once you have it, to put it in place, you hit enter. Now you can drag another piece of art there. So if this one is 12 inches, whatever's on the side of it can't be any wider than 10 inches because your sheet max size is 22 inches. So I'm gonna make the width on this image 10 inches. And then now I have one 12-inch image, one 10-inch image. Now I can continue to add images on here. So I'll add another image. And what if I want that image to be 4 inches? I simply tell my computer that I want it to be 4 inches wide, and it sizes it to 4 inches wide. And then I can move it to where I want to on the canvas. And then keep adding. This is all you're doing. Even if you want a big print, let's say you want a 15-inch. The great thing about gang sheets, if you is anything that falls within 22 inches, if you can get it on that sheet, you can get it on that sheet. However, the bigger your images, the least amount of images you're going to be able to get on there. So gang sheets work really well if you have average size images and you just want to get a lot of prints on a single thing. They can all be different sizes, but you simply just drag them, drop them, size them to whatever you want them sized at, however they'll fit on the sheet. And then from there, we're going to save it in a second. And I'll show you what it looks like when it's saved. And this is what you submit when you want them to finally be printed. So let's add a couple more images on here. You guys see how many you can get on here? This is a 36-inch. So just imagine if, and I'm going to duplicate this one a couple times since it's small already, just to take up that space. And you can get them as close as you can. Make sure that nothing overlaps. And you have just a little space so when you're cutting down your sheet, you can make sure you're cutting in between them. So I think we can get one more image on there. Let's see. Beautiful and strong. Perfect. So with a 36-inch sheet, I got one, what is this, 15-inch, a 12-inch, 10-inch, another 10-inch, an 11-inch, another looks like an 11 and a half, 8-inch, some 4 inches, 3 inches. So now that you have all the images that you want on this sheet and you've sized them how you want, you're going to make sure you click the eye next to the background layer, click the eye to the other one, and this is what puts it on a transparent layer. So now you're going to go to File, you're going to go to Save a Copy. When you click that, it's going to pop up with this box. You're going to click Save on your computer, and you're going to tell it to save to your desktop. You're going to change the name to whatever you want it. I'll change it to Kioko 36-inch. And then you're going to change your format to PNG because it has to stay in PNG. And it's going to save to the desktop. It's going to ask you if you want to save it. Save it in your large file size. That's going to be your your fastest saving method. So once that is saved, you can now close your screen and open up your sheet from your desktop. And this is what your gang sheet looks like. Everything is on a transparent layer. This is your sheet, and this is what you're going to submit to the company. So we're going to leave these up side by side, Photoshop your gang sheet. And now we're going to go over to the website to show you how easy it is to submit your file. So you go to KiokoClothingCompany.com or Kioko Clothing Co. You go to Custom Requests, Custom Products, go to DTF Gang Sheets. You select the size sheet that you want to order. So we created a 36-inch. We're going to make sure we select a 36-inch sheet. We're going to click right here in the box, and then it says drag or drop your files. We're going to click the box, go to my desktop. I'm going to click the file I just saved, the gang sheet, and I'm going to hit upload. It uploads with a preview for the smaller sheets. Once you start getting to the larger sheets, you may not see a preview because the file is super big. But for the smaller sheets, you'll see a preview. And all you do is go to add to cart. And now your image is in there with your file and you can check out. And that is how you guys create a gang sheet, upload it to the website for ordering. If you guys have any questions or concerns, just reach out to me and I'll be sure to answer them as I can.